What's up, everybody? I'm Kenny. This is Jackson. We are JK Builders. We're coming at you once again live from the Lego City in our basement. We have got a ton of updates and changes that we have made to our Lego City. We have an expansion in progress that we'll get to here in just a second. First of all, we're going to go over all the different things that we have moved around and changed in our city and the new additions that we have added since you've seen the city last. So obviously we have the beach area. This is pretty much all the same since the last video. Be sure to check out that last video if you haven't, where we updated the beach. Some of the things that I moved around, I moved the Palace Cinema, the movie theater, right here to the corner. I thought it looked a lot better there, and I thought it would go well with the different things that we have here along the beach. Like we have a jazz club, we have the pub, and then we have the pizza shop, and we have the cinema. So you got some really cool things that would be right across the street from a beach, I think. So that fit in really well. I did move the diner over to this corner. I'm not sure if it will stay there or not, but that's where it's going for now. We do still have this open base plate right here next to the diner, in between the diner and the Venetian houses. Of course, we got the bowling alley right here on the end. Haven't changed that. We did move the Lego store over to this block, along with the dance studio and art museum right there on the end, which is the rebrickable of the boutique hotel. So I think that looks pretty good. Over here, we have the townhome, which is the other side of the pet shop. And then we added one of our newest builds, which is the fire brigade. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and check that out. We built that one completely from spare parts we ordered from bricklink.com. But I think it looks really good right there. Of course, we have the modular construction site, which is the latest from the round 3 of the Bricklink designer program. We did just recently review that one as well. Man, I think that looks so cool there on the end. It's a nice tall building with that huge crane. It just makes the city look so much more like a downtown area of a city. And it's very, very cool. It's really a huge building, and I really love the way the crane kind of complements that whole block. It looks really, really cool. Of course, on the corner here, we have the radio station with Assembly Square. And then on the end, we have the noodle shop rebrickable on the very end. None of that really changed. Over here, we have the police station with the Daily Bugle and Sanctum Sanctorum. I don't think we changed anything on that block. Then, of course, over here, we have the boutique hotel. We have the other part of the pet shop. And then, of course, we have Sesame Street and the bookshop. So nothing changed over there either. Over here we have the Haunted House, the blacksmith shop, and the Home Alone house, as well as the Seinfeld apartment, and the Lantern Festival, and the gas station, and the Jazz Cafe. So that is the basis of our city. I think it's looking pretty good. It's all filled up. We only have the one base plate left. I'm not sure what we're going to put right there, but we got to think of something. But other than that, the main part of our city is officially full. Like, we don't have any other spots available, which is why we had to begin an expansion. And as we've been talking about for quite some time, we have begun the residential area of our city, which is right here. So we have moved the shelf that was right there, and me and Jackson yesterday built this melamine table. All of our tables are built of melamine, so just melamine boards with 2x4 legs. A lot of people ask what our tables are made out of. Now, we made these extra short because I have a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old, and I really wanted them to have access to it. Obviously, when we started this, Jackson was, what, 8?
Yeah. Wait, was it 2 years ago?
Yeah. Jackson was like 7 or 8 years old when we started this. His little sister is 4 years younger than him, so I just wanted it to be short enough that they had access to it and had the ability to play with the city. You know, we don't want to build it just like the dad in the Lego movie, where he didn't want the kids to touch it and he threatened to glue it all together. We wanted to allow the kids to play with it. Obviously, there are some rules, so they have to put stuff back the way they found it when they're done, but they're welcome to play with it as long as they're not too destructive, and like I said, they put everything back. But that's why we made it shorter, and we did it just with the melamine boards and the 2x4s. Now, eventually, when we finish this basement and we give the city a permanent home, I do plan on building it on tables that are a little bit taller. Yeah. You know, the kids are going to get bigger, and it'll be nice to have it a little bit more accessible up on a larger table. But for now, this works really well, I think. And the city has definitely grown since we began. To go back and look at some of those old videos of our city, it's kind of funny.
It's really, really sad, though. It's like, It's hard to watch, honestly.
Yeah. But anyway, on to our new addition. So this is basically about 3 feet by 4 feet. So it's not a huge addition, but we are going to have to build a lot of Mills plates. So I only have one extra Mills plate and it's right there. So I had to actually order a whole bunch of parts last night. I got a bunch more to order today. But we got to fit in the A-frame cabin right there. We got the Mountain View Observatory, which was from the Bricklink Designer Program Round 3 as well. And then also the 1950s Diner, which is from the Bricklink Designer Program. Just recently did reviews on all 3 of those. If you haven't checked them out, be sure to check those out. We're just kind of going over different brainstorming ideas of what we want to do with this area. We would like to have a little river or pond so that we can enjoy that canoe and a little camping spot here for the A-frame cabin. But we also have to tie in like this little 50s diner and the Mountain View Observatory. Now what I'd really like to do with the observatory is kind of build it up on a little bit of a hill right here, so it is kind of on a mountain. Maybe the mountain could have a waterfall coming off of it that would go into a small pond right about here, and then they would be able to enjoy that with the cabin. Now the road, that's where I think the road doesn't really fit in, so I don't want to have a whole lot of roadway going through here, so I'm thinking of maybe just coming to an L like this with the road, so that we have all of this space for more like countryside and residential kind of an area. Maybe put the diner right here on this corner, so that's still part of the city, but away from the residential buildings, which would leave us with a lot of space right here that we could create some other things. And then also just kind of make it look woodsy. One thing that I really plan to do and would like to do is add a lot of trees to this area as well. Kind of make it look more foresty with the cabin and all. That's another thing we have to do with our city though, is add trees. We don't have a whole lot of trees in here, so I am looking for great ideas or instructions on how to build trees. I was on Brickable last night looking at some. I actually ordered some parts for some pine trees. We're gonna try those out and see how they look, but we definitely need more large green trees in this city to make it look more complete and more realistic. So if you have any ideas of where we can find some trees, please let us know. I'd like to fill up a lot of this area with trees and different varieties of trees, especially along this mountain and around this A-frame cabin, but I'd like some larger trees here in the city as well. Just for the sake of one of our last videos, the 1950s Diner, I just wanted to show you this car, just to kind of show you how it compares to some of these other cars in the city, and how it doesn't really fit. It's a little bit too big for the roadway. You know, it barely fits in that lane. But if you compare it to like another car that we have in the city, like this taxi cab, look at how much bigger it is. It's crazy how big they made that. Or even, you know, like this is a Lego City car. Look how much bigger that is. So they definitely made that old Cadillac a little too big for the use in a city, which is kind of unfortunate. Here's a Speed Champion 6-stud car. It's just really big, but so we're probably not going to utilize that in the city, but we'll put it on display somewhere. I guess we could have it like parked out front of the diner, maybe just for added effect, something like that, but it's definitely a little bit too big for our city. Actually, here's an old pink Cadillac looking car right here, so you can kind of compare those. Look at that. It's huge. But anyway, yeah, that is basically our update for our city. As far as the shelves and stuff that we have down here, we ended up moving our shelf that was over there back here. So that's where it is for now. And then we set up this table right here for Jackson, and he has all of his Minecraft sets right here. Someday, he's going to get around to laying out his Minecraft city back up on this table, and we'll be able to give you updates on that and how that's going over time as well. But yeah, that is the gist of our Lego city. Please let us know what you think in the comments below. If you have any ideas, questions, concerns for us, we would love to hear them. Let us know. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until next time,
keep on building.